Hello, I'm Catherine Huck. I'm going to lead you through a clinical yoga class. It's going to be around 1 hour. It's quite a challenging class, so I have to trust you to take a break when you need one and not to push yourself too hard. If you struggle with any of the postures, then just refer to the individual posture videos that will teach you very finely how to achieve the correct shape. So we'll begin just by having a moment to check in with ourselves. So let's open the eyes and take the arms overhead. So you're coming right off your sit bones, letting the back become long, and then just gently drawing back the chin and lengthening the back of the neck. Okay, let's take the right hand down and reach out to the left waist. So maybe pushing a little bit with the hand on the mat. And then to the other side, so hand comes down and reaching long out to the waist and opening up. Okay, and then let's just put the fingertips behind, just draw the shoulder blades back and down. Big inhale. And then keeping the hand behind you, taking your left hand on your right knee and again drawing back the chin as you take a twist. And to the other side, so the hand goes behind and drawing the shoulder blade back and taking the twist. Okay, let's come on to all fours. So taking the cat and cow, so rounding up in the back, the head drops down, and then inhale, the back drops down. And there's a strength in the lower belly. And then rounding up again, head down. And finally inhale. Shoulders away from the ears, belly strong, and then pushing back with the hands to come into a child's pose. The head can come down. And some lovely long breaths into the belly. Okay, let's come forward and tucking the toes under, shoulders away from the ears, taking a plank. And then when you're ready, soften the knees and push back into your downward dog. So the body is lovely and straight. The knees can soften, so just managing to stretch the back of the legs. So just gently drop into the right heel and then the left heel. And then start to tiptoe forwards. And holding the elbows, belly onto the thighs and letting the body hang. And then slowly uncurl. And let's take an inhale and begin the first sun salutation. Inhale. And exhale. Fold at the hip joint. Round the back now, coming right down the neck. Ready for the inhale. Half lift. Hands down, stepping back into plank. Okay. Exhale. If you're staying on the mat, then just drawing the shoulder blades back and down. And then back into downward dog. Let's step forward with the left foot. So coming into plank, step forward, join with the right. Fingertips pull back, inhale. Exhale over the thighs. And a long body inhale. Okay, let's take the second sun salutation. Exhale, folding down. Belly comes onto the thighs, the head comes down. And then inhale, half lift. Hands onto the mat, stepping back into plank. Exhale, if you're coming off the mat, then onto the front of the feet. Inhale, shoulders drop down, elbows are soft. And back into downward dog. So whichever level of the sun salutation that you're taking is fine. So stepping forward with the right foot, join with the left, fingertips pull back, inhale, exhale, round down, and again, inhale, all the way up. Okay, so we're going to take a couple of sun salutation B's. So we're going to sit down into powerful pose. So letting the knees bend, arms staying high, and let's take 3 long breaths. Then exhale, folding forward. Then on the inhale, we lift the right heel, reach the leg out, and step back into a lunge. Inhale. Flat back, chin draws in. Let's take a rotation. So the left arm reaches up, the fingertips are down on the right, and the body is long and straight. Okay, and then the left hand comes down, and stepping back into plank. And then completing your lowering down at whatever level you're working at. Coming onto the mat is fine. And then back into downward dog. Let's step forward with the right foot. Take an inhale. Join with the left. Exhale. And we come again into powerful pose. So hips drop low and arms come high. So powerful pose. 3 breaths. And exhale over the thighs. And on the inhale, lift the left heel, reach the leg back, and then slowly lowering the leg down. Inhale, a lovely long runner's pose. Chin draws back, fingertips down again. Let's take the rotation. So reaching up, feeling the body lengthen, a lovely straight line. And the right hand goes down. Pushing into the mat, step back. And again, if you're putting your knees and elbows, stay very close to the body. And then a feeling that the shoulder blades draw back and down. And then pushing hard into the hands, tucking the toes under, and downward dog. Let's step forward with the left foot. Take an inhale. Join with the right. Exhale. And let's take another powerful pose. Inhale. And exhale, fold forward. On the inhale, let's lift the right heel again. Reach the leg out straight. And putting the foot down, and this time we come up into crescent lunge. So a long straight body. And hand to take crescent lunge. So holding the hands above the head. The right leg is powerful. If you can look up into the thumbs, that's great. Holding firmly in the belly. And then hands down. Pushing hard into the mat, the foot comes back. And exhale. Inhale. And into downward dog. And we look between the hands, bring the right foot forward, inhale. Join with the left, exhale. And the final powerful pose, inhale. And 3 breaths. Exhale over the thighs. And on the inhale, lift the left heel, reach it back, belly strong, left foot goes down, and we come into crescent lunge. So take the weight forward, a lovely straight back, and taking the arms up. Powerful back leg. If you can look into the thumbs and feel the belly strong. And hands down. Stepping back into plank. Exhale. Inhale. And back into downward dog. Let's look between the hands. The left foot steps forward. Long spine, inhale. Join with the right, exhale, and inhale. This time coming all the way to the top. And we'll run through another sun salutation. Exhale, so sun salutation. Inhale, half lift. Step back. Exhale to the mat or just above the mat. Inhale. And back into downward dog. Okay, so we're going to lift the right leg. So shoulders are strong, elbows are soft, and slowly lifting the right leg until it comes into line with the body. And a strong tummy underneath. And let's take the right foot forward for warrior one. So bringing it as far as you can manage. Don't worry if it doesn't go all the way. So the left heel drives down, the hips face forward, inhale. Okay, let's take the arms behind, flatten the back, feeling the arms along the spine, shoulder blades together, and bow at the right hip. So sinking deep into that right hip, feeling the feet push apart on the mat and dropping the head. So a deep crease in the front of the right hip. Keep plenty of weight in the left foot. Hold the belly in. Okay, come up with a lovely long straight body. Inhale. And let's bring the arms down. We'll take a full humble warrior this time. So we're going to draw the shoulder blades together. And we're going to come down with a lovely flat back. And then we let the back round and the head drops down by the right calf and the arms can come over. Lower belly pulls high. And then the hands go back to the lower back first. And the upper back lifts. And finally we come up. Inhale. And let's take the arms to flight, drawing the shoulder blades back and down. And let's try a warrior three. So we move onto that right foot and lifting the left and making the body as long and straight as you can, feeling the chin draw in. Nice long breaths. And then when you're ready, let the knee bend, take the hands down, step back into plank. Okay, when you're ready, exhale, inhale, and back into downward dog. So taking child's pose, anytime that you feel that you need a break, make sure your breath is steady. So when you're ready, we'll lift the left leg and a lovely long straight body. Feel the rib cage pulling down, broaden the shoulders. And let's take the left foot forward and take warrior one. So the right foot is slightly turned out. The hips remain facing the front of the mat and the arms come up and the right heel drives down. Okay, so the arms come down. Shoulder blades draw together. The back is nice and flat, not overly arched. And then bend at the left hip. You feel your lower back against the forearms. And a lovely long body. The belly pulls in as the head bows. Breathe. And slowly up. Let's inhale. And taking the arms down, shoulder blades together. And let's bow again. So lovely long body. And then we're going to let go of the back muscles and round down. The head comes by the left calf, the arms come over. belly pulls in underneath, long breaths. And then the hands come back to the lower back and the chest starts to rise. And then we come up, take a big inhale. And then the hands come to flight. So feel the shoulder blades drop back and down. And we're going to take Warrior 3. So lifting the right leg. And a lovely long body, shoulder blades back and down. Chin draws in. Breathe. And then the hands go down and we step back into plank. Exhale, inhale, and back into downward dog. So please do, you need to be in a position where you can let your breath settle. So let's lift the right leg. So the body is lovely and long and in line. The belly pulls in. And this time we take the right foot forward to take Warrior 2. Take it as far as you can, but don't worry if it can't go all the way. So keeping the heel of the right hand down as you put the right foot onto the mat and coming into Warrior 2. So the knee is wide, the tailbone is tucked down, the chest is lifted, the chin draws back, and you can look down your right arm if you can, but not letting the head tilt back. So just turn as far as you can manage. Make sure the arches are lifted. Okay, let's take full side angle. So the fingertips are going to come down by your right heel and the body's long and straight. If you can look up to your left thumb and feel that lovely long body, big breaths. Okay, if anybody wants to bind here, you can drop your right shoulder a little bit lower, take the hand underneath, or just stay where you were. Look down at the right foot. And then we'll all come up, inhale, and we'll take Goddess. So the left hand goes behind if it can, and the right arm rises, and only the head turns to look up. So the stretch is in the right side of the body. And a little tucking of the tailbone. And then we windmill the hands down onto the mat, push hard into the mat to get the foot back, coming into a plank, exhale, inhale, and back into downward dog. So again, if you need child's pose here, please take it. Okay, let's lift the left leg. And broad shoulders, belly strong. And then we're going to look between the hands, bring the left foot forward, so as far as you can manage. Doesn't matter if you can't get it all the way. When you come up, just maybe take the feet a little bit wider. Okay, so arches are lifted, the arms become long, opening the left knee, and then when you're ready, just looking down without letting your head tip. So just drawing back the chin, looking down. Make sure your right foot feels grounded. And let's take 3 breaths. And then let's take the left fingertips down by the left heel. And the body lengthens, the shoulder drops back. If you can, look up at your right thumb. Breathe, keeping the tailbone tucked down. And if you want to bind here, the right hand goes behind, the left arm goes under the left leg, and we look down at the left foot. And again, firm in the belly. And then everybody come up. We'll keep the right hand behind. If it can go through to the left thigh, that will stop you turning. So keeping the shoulders facing the edge of the side edge of the mat. And the left arm goes up. If you can, look up at that hand. And nice long breaths. Breathe into the left thigh. Okay, so let's windmill over the left foot. Take the foot back, find your plank, and exhale. Inhale, and back into downward dog. Let's lift the right leg. Slowly, long breaths. And we're going to bring the right foot forward to take triangles. So keep the heels of the hands down. Take the right foot forward, closer to the center if you can. And we'll come up and take our triangle. So as we know, we turn slightly towards the right foot. Reach the hand forward so the back remains straight. Then the hand comes down. We turn, try and keep the body in line with the left leg and reaching up with the left hand. You can look down to the right foot and you can look up to the left thumb. And the body here is lovely and straight. And then let's look at the right foot, bend the right knee, and try a half moon. So we'll look at the right thumb, see if you can lift the left side, give yourself time to find your balance, and lifting with the left side of the body. And taking your half moon. Not easy. Okay, and when you're ready, hands go down, step back into plank, and exhale. Inhale, and back into downward dog. Let's lift the left leg. Again, trying to find that straight line between the heel and the wrists. And let's bring the left foot forward to take our triangle. Right foot across the mat. Turn towards the left foot and we bow down at the hip. If you want to reach the arm, Don't let your back collapse, and then the hand comes down, the right shoulder turns back, and we reach up with the right hand, and all the sides of the triangle are straight. This left knee is soft. You can look up to the right thumb, or looking down to the left foot. Okay, so let's bend the left knee, the challenging half moon. So a big breath. Find your balance, and then lifting in the right side. So feeling the right side of the body lift you up, and the right hand, rather than trying to go too close to the floor, and feeling that right side really lifting you up. Long breaths. So stay as long as you can. And when you're ready, we'll all meet in downward dog. So stepping back, exhale, inhale. So maybe you're still in half moon. We'll wait here, and we'll take a child's pose till everybody's finished. So balls of the feet together, knees wide apart, and see if you can get your hips back onto your heels and the chest onto the floor. Nice long breaths. Okay, so hopefully we're all here, so let's come back, tuck the toes under, going back into downward dog, and finally we'll take some crescent lunges. So right leg lifts, and nice and strong in the shoulders again, and let's bring the right foot forward. So again, it's more like the knee to the nose as it comes forward in the middle of the mat. And then give yourself a second, lengthen the back, and a big inhale. So we want lots of tilt in the pelvis, so tucking under your bottom, tucking the tailbone down, reaching the arms up, powerful left leg. If you can look into the thumbs, that's wonderful. And then let's bring the hands to prayer. And it's the breastbone that rises up. Now we'll take our rotation here. So left elbow goes over the right knee, and you put a little bit of pressure in there and turn the body. And you're trying to get a lovely straight line, getting the thumbs to the center of the chest. If you want to open the arms, it's a little bit more difficult. And then hands either side of the foot, pushing back. And when you're ready, exhale, inhale. If you want to skip this and go straight back into downward dog, not a problem. Okay, so finally left leg rises, and broad shoulders. Belly pulls in. And let's take the left foot forward to take crescent lunge. So forward in the middle of the mat if you can. Getting a nice long body. Inhale. Powerful right leg as you lift up. And a little feeling of tucking in the pelvis as you rise up in the arms. Let's take a rotation so the elbows come down, and we take the right elbow over the left knee and make that lovely long straight line again. And when you're ready, the arms can open up if you wish, or just stay where you were. So locking the belly. And the hands go down, stepping back into plank. Again, if you want to go into downward facing dog, that's fine. Otherwise, final lowering down and lifting into upward dog, and then back into downward dog. So let's look between the hands. We're just going to step halfway up the mat. And we're going to crouch down onto the balls of the feet. And taking the arms parallel, letting the knees come forward, the shoulders drop down. So finding your balance, feeling the chin really draw back. If you wish to take crow, or you're working on crow, now is the time. Make sure you put your hands nice and far forward, and then lifting in the hips. Knees come just on top of the elbow, and the weight moves forward, and then the heels rise. So let's take 3 long breaths. And then feet down. Let's come back to our squat on the balls of the feet. Arms are long, shoulders drop down. And then let's slowly come up. Take the arms high, try and stay on the balls of the feet. Long breaths. And heels go down. Okay, let's step the feet wide apart, and with our nice warm legs, take a deep inner thigh stretch. So knees are soft, take the pelvis, so the big crests of the hips, soften the knees, and let's bow down. So knees are soft, the back tries to remain straight. So depending on how far you can come down, you can take your hands between the feet, but keep trying to flatten the back. You can reach for the big toes. Again, you've got a flat back, and you're trying to bend deeply at the hip. So breathing into this stretch. Feel your feet pushing into the mat. So the outsides of the feet push into the mat to help stretch the inner thigh. The back tries to flatten, the knee is soft. And then let's let the knee bend. And again, hands onto the hips, come up with a lovely flat back. And let's bring the feet together. So let the breath settle, and we'll take a few balance postures. So we'll take our tree first. So we'll take the right foot off the floor and taking it onto the inner thigh if you can, or the calf. And lovely long body. the left arm up if you can. Let's bring the right knee up, or if you wish to take the big toe now, that's great. And then the left arm sinks down and the right knee goes out to the side, or the leg if you've got the big toe in the hand. So if you're taking the full posture, that's wonderful. But keeping that gaze point, keeping the knee as high as you can manage, the shoulders are low. Okay, and foot down. So, big inhale. And let's take the other side. So left foot onto the calf is fine, or if you can take it higher. And finding your gaze point, opening the knee, drawing back the chin. Okay, so right arm goes up, left knee comes up, and then either taking the big toe and extending the leg, and then you would take the leg out to the side, or the knee. So shoulders down, strong in the right side, lift the knee up. Let the belly help you. Breathe. And foot down. Lovely. Okay, so big inhale. Okay, so let's come again into tree. So we'll lift the right foot. So nice and slowly. And this time we're going to move into dancer's pose. So let's just take 3 breaths. Okay, so let's take the right foot behind, turn the hand outwards to take the inside of the foot, and then pushing the foot into the hand and taking dancer's pose. So foot goes nice and high, chin draws in, and the left shoulder drops, and trying to keep the leg in line with the body. Okay, so hold as long as you like. We'll all meet in standing. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll take the other side, so the left foot. And taking the tree just to find the balance and the focus. And then releasing the knee, turn the palm out and pushing the foot into the hand and reaching the arm, foot into the air. Nice long breaths, belly pulls in, shoulder drops down. And slowly down, so stay as long as you can. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. So we'll go down onto the mat. Inhale. Try to come down with the arms in the air. And we'll take 3 planks. We'll take plank and then we'll take side plank. If you need to put your knee down, then please do. Shoulders away from the ears. Nice long body, chin draws in. Let's take 10 breaths. Okay, so right side plank. So onto the sides of the feet, lift the left arm. Okay, if you can lift the left leg. Okay, and foot down, swinging through plank. Onto the left foot, right arm comes up, and if you can, lifting the right leg. And leg down. And then let's lower down to the mat. So if you can take 4-limbed staff pose, which is where the elbows come along the sides of the body is flat. And then onto the belly. So giving yourself a second here, forehead on the back of the hands. We'll take 2 locusts, taking the hands behind, draw the shoulder blades together and feel the hands reaching down to the heels. Now just watch the neck. You want to feel the neck is long and lifting up. Keep the belly underneath you firm. And let's take 4 breaths. And the hands underneath the forehead. And then we take a flying locust, palms just on the outside of the mat. First of all, the shoulders draw back. We rise in the chest, and then the thumb lifts off, leaving the little finger on the floor, and then the little finger can lift as well, as if you're flying through the air. Let's take 4 breaths. And again, hands down. Let's stretch the front of the left thigh, so coming up onto the left forearm. Let's bend the right knee, take the foot. If you can, take your hand over the top of the toe so that you stretch the front of the foot as well. That's wonderful. The most important thing is that you feel nothing in your lower back. You just feel it in the front of the right thigh. So squeeze your right bottom and opening up the front of the thigh. Shoulder blade can draw back. Breathe. Okay, and release. And the forearm comes down, the right side. And we bend the left leg. Take the left hand back And if you can, you wrap your fingers over the top of your toes. If not, that's not a problem. If you can do that, draw the heels slightly to the outside of your bottom and feeling your left bottom contract as you feel that stretch down the front of the thigh. And the chin draws back, the elbow pushes into the mat, and the belly strong. Okay, and release. And if you can, we'll try upward bow. We don't want the feeling of the lift to be in the lower back. So first of all, we pop the forehead on the mat. The hands go to the outsides of the feet. So just maybe across the ankle. You hold. And then the feet push into the hands, and that will lift the knees slightly. So get used to that feeling. A big stretch and work in the front of the thigh, and the shoulder blades draw together, and we take our upward bow. Neck is relaxed. And release. Hands under the forehead. So coming onto all fours, let's push up and just giving the back time to adjust. Just taking a couple of cat-cows, so rounding up and then putting the hips back to take child's pose, so lengthening out the lower back. Let's swing the legs around. And we'll take a boat. So if your hamstrings are very long, then you can straighten the legs, but otherwise just keep the knees bent. And the V here is the most important thing. Okay, if you can straighten the legs and take the arms out and just holding for 4 breaths. Otherwise, bending the knees and again, holding for 4 breaths. And again, if you want to take 4 more. And feet down. Let's roll down to the mat. So the lower back goes first. Put the feet together, let the knees drop wide apart. Take the arms overhead and let the breath be in the belly. So bringing the knees up, feet flat. Let's put the arms down beside us and we'll stretch the front of the thigh now. So tipping the pelvis back so the lower back drops down, the hips lift. Let's take bridge. You can take the hands underneath you, drawing the shoulder blades together. And again, 4 long breaths. And slowly down. If you would normally take wheel here, then taking your wheel. Otherwise we'll take 1 more. So 1 more bridge. So lifting up, really opening the front of the thigh. Hands together, shoulder blades drawing together. Pushing the feet into the mat, dropping the chin. And some long breaths. And then let's release the hands, lower down, and slowly bringing the knees into the chest. Let's just curl, and then taking the arms into a V. Let's keep the knees as high as you can and take the knees to the right. So opening the left side of the chest. Try to keep the left shoulder blade down. Draw the chin down. And nice long breaths. So calming the breath down now. Okay, and then let's bring the knees up again and take them to the left, keeping the right shoulder blade down. And a nice stretch in the front of the chest. And again, letting the breath settle, starting to calm down. So let's bring the knees into the center. One last rolling up, nose between the knees if you can. And then we prepare for Shavasana. So corpse pose. If you need to put something under your knees or you want to put a sweater on, you must stay nice and warm. Nothing is to be working. Everything is going to let go. So make sure the neck is nice and long. Palms face the ceiling, and bring your observation to the fall and rise of the belly. So let's start by feeling the legs melting into the floor. So really letting go. So from the waist down, let's leave the legs behind. Feel the weight of the body and the shoulders heavy on the mat. Come down through the arms, being aware of the fingers curling. So from the neck down now, you can just leave the body behind. Let the jaw drop back, and the muscles in the face just give. And focusing between the eyes. Just bring the attention back to the body, starting to move the hands and feet. Take a breath into the belly, very deep. So the tummy will balloon up if you want to put your hands there and be aware of that. And then let's bend one knee up at a time. Feet flat. Let's come onto the right side. And coming up into sitting. Let's take a big inhale to finish. And exhale. Namaste. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.